Norn's decision completely confuses Galatia. What does it even mean for a human to take care of a dragon? The idea is so absurd that the stone dragon can't accept it. In his eyes, dragons stand above every other species. How could a mere human ever become his caretaker? Refusing to believe it, Galatia swings his gigantic fist with everything he has. The impact sends a pillar of light blasting into the sky, tearing through the clouds. When the dust settles, Norn is still standing, completely unharmed, looking exactly like the same innocent little boy as before. Unable to accept reality, Galatia throws another devastating punch. Again, it changes nothing. The stone dragon finally snaps. He spent his entire life believing that strength and money were the only things that mattered. Love was something he abandoned long ago. But right now, the thing he hates most is being pitied. His frustration overwhelms him until tears begin streaming down his face. Instead of attacking back, Norn catches Galatia's massive hand with his earth gauntlets. Then he gently pulls the dragon closer and hugs him. The unexpected embrace leaves Galatia completely speechless. Looking at the lonely dragon with sadness in his eyes, Norn quietly tells him that he feels sorry for him. Not because he's weak, but because he never had anyone he could rely on. Ever since he was abandoned as a child, Galatia had been forced to survive completely alone. No wonder he only trusted money. No wonder he couldn't believe in kindness. So Norn makes a decision. From now on, he'll become Galatia's family. He asks the stone dragon to surrender and let someone finally take care of him. The impossible offer breaks something inside Galatia. He can't understand it. A human child is asking to become the parent of a full-grown dragon. Nothing about the situation makes any sense. Yet, the warmth of Norn's embrace feels real. For the first time since he was abandoned, Galatia feels safe. Slowly, his enormous dragon body begins shrinking. The giant stone dragon disappears into a cloud of smoke. Standing in his place is a much smaller dragon. Norn immediately realizes what's happened. Galatia has accepted a familiar contract. The little dragon nervously asks if Norn is truly happy to become his parent. Smiling without hesitation, Norn says yes. Hearing those words, Galatia bursts into tears. Determined to make up for everything he's done, he immediately releases another spell. Every victim trapped by his petrification magic returns to normal. Broken limbs regenerate. Injured people are completely healed. Even Guru is freed from the stone covering his body. The moment he can move again, Norn rushes over with sparkling eyes. He eagerly asks his master for a review of the battle. Guru barely hears him. He's too busy staring at the tiny dragon standing beside Norn and the completely restored battlefield. There can only be one explanation. His apprentice actually defeated the stone dragon. For once, Guru is genuinely proud. Declaring the mission a success, he announces that it's time to celebrate with a huge feast. Back at home, Norn once again devours enough food to feed an entire village. Guru can only watch in horror. At this rate, this kid is going to bankrupt him with his appetite before any dragons get the chance. Meanwhile, Galatia announces that he'll dissolve his entire criminal organization. He even plans to return every coin his gang collected. Norn happily agrees. Guru, however, secretly looks disappointed, until Norn reminds him that stolen money is bad. Forced to keep up the image of a righteous dragon hunter, Guru tearfully agrees, even though his dreams of easy money disappear on the spot. Norn has also developed a completely inaccurate impression of his master. After everything that happened, he now believes Guru is an unbelievably powerful dragon hunter and hopes to become just like him someday. Curious about Galatia's future, Guru asks whether the dragon has returned to the dragon realm. Norn simply smiles. No. Galatia is much closer than that. A knock echoes through the house. When the door opens, a young maid walks inside. Guru looks completely confused. Then, Norn reveals the truth. The maid is Galatia. After taking human form, the stone dragon chose to become a phantom dragonkin. Then comes another surprise. Galatia was actually female all along. She only used a male appearance before because it made life more convenient. Her real name is Garland Tia Barrett. She prefers to be called Ladia. Embarrassed, Ladia struggles to call Norn Papa. Norn quickly tells her that using his name is perfectly fine instead. Wanting to help her new family, Ladia presents one of her dragon horns infused with powerful dark magic. She explains that turning it in as proof of defeating a dragon will greatly increase Norn's reputation as a dragon hunter. Both Norn and Guru are thrilled by the idea. Norn happily pats Ladia on the head to thank her. She immediately hugs him in return. Watching the scene unfold, Guru still can't believe this is the same terrifying stone dragon they fought earlier. With everything finally settled, the group heads back toward the guild to report the successful mission and prove everyone who doubted Guru wrong. Meanwhile, far to the north, the fortress city of Griol celebrates the triumphant return of another group of dragon hunters after defeating a large number of adult dragons. Among the cheering crowd, one young boy watches them with sparkling eyes. Gathering his courage, he asks if he can become a dragon hunter when he grows up. One of the returning hunters smiles, places a hand on the boy's head, and promises that when the day comes, they'll fight side by side. Back at the Adventurers Guild, everyone's jaws hit the floor. The infamous dragon hunter Guru has actually returned alive. Standing beside him is his young apprentice, Norn. The adventurers immediately assume they ran away from the mission. After all, nobody believes Guru could defeat an adult dragon. The drunk adventurer from earlier laughs at Norn, joking that the kid is already following in his master's footsteps by giving up so quickly. Even the receptionist confidently assumes Guru failed. She calmly asks him to hand over his dragon hunter mantle since his license is practically finished. Guru doesn't bother arguing. Instead, he nods at Norn. The boy steps forward and places a dragon horn onto the counter. The moment the receptionist touches it, her expression freezes. Dark magic pours from the horn. It's the horn of an adult stone dragon. The entire guild falls silent. Nobody can believe what they're seeing. Not only did Guru complete the mission, he defeated one of the most dangerous dragons around. Guru finally breaks his silence. He casually explains that he resolved every incident threatening the nearby city and successfully subjugated the dragon responsible. That's all he says. No bragging, no dramatic speech. He simply turns around and starts walking away. The stunned adventurers don't know how to respond. Then Norn accidentally makes things even worse. Using his incredible speed, he zips past one of the adventurers and strips away his clothes before anyone can react. The poor guy is left standing there completely embarrassed while everyone watches in shock. Meanwhile, Guru and Norn walk out of the guild without looking back. Watching his master leave so calmly, Norn becomes even more impressed. In his eyes, a real dragon hunter proves himself through actions, not words. Guru, on the other hand, is secretly enjoying every second of finally proving everyone wrong. Since the dragon horn still needs to be officially appraised, Guru suggests taking the rest of the day off. As they wander through town, Norn asks how the guild evaluates dragon materials. Guru explains that dragon horns, scales, claws, and other parts are incredibly valuable. The stronger the dragon, the greater the reward. A dragon hunter's wealth depends entirely on the monsters they defeat. Listening carefully, Norn realizes something interesting. Humans hunt dragons for resources. Dragons hunt humans for food. The two species are trapped in an endless cycle. While walking through the city, Guru points toward a pair of famous dragon hunters. Standing together are Tiltu and Bash. The moment Norn spots Tiltu, he immediately lights up. Seeing his obvious excitement, Guru grins and tells him to go talk to her. Norn instantly panics. What if she thinks he's bothering her? Guru doesn't care. He literally throws the poor kid toward her. Sliding to an awkward stop, Norn nervously greets Tiltu. She immediately recognizes him. Unfortunately, neither of them knows how to keep the conversation going. Trying to ease the awkward silence, Tiltu invites him to a nearby restaurant. The first thing they order is the shop's famous parfait. Wanting to celebrate Norn's first dragon hunt, Tiltu congratulates him. Norn happily gives all the credit to Guru. He also excitedly mentions that he learned she was once Guru's student too. For some reason, Tiltu suddenly goes quiet. Sensing something is wrong, Norn asks if she's okay. Instead of answering directly, she proposes a challenge. If he beats her in a contest, she'll tell him everything he wants to know. Norn immediately assumes she means a duel. There's no way he could defeat someone as strong as Tiltu. Thankfully, that isn't the contest at all. It's an eating competition. The two immediately begin inhaling parfaits at unbelievable speed. Then come steaks, fish. One plate after another disappears. Neither of them shows any sign of slowing down. By the time the noodles arrive, Norn finally starts reaching his limit. Tiltu, meanwhile, keeps eating like nothing happened. The other customers can only stare in disbelief. Norn suddenly realizes something terrifying. Tiltu might actually eat even more than he does. Remembering his father's advice to always eat plenty of food, Norn becomes convinced that having an endless appetite must be an essential skill for every dragon hunter, just as he's about to lose. Tiltu smiles and quietly gives up. She could have easily won. Instead, she claims she's on a diet. Norn can't believe it. Tiltu laughs and tells him that someone as cheerful as him is exactly the kind of friend she needs. After the enormous meal, the two sit together on a bench outside. Tiltu hands Norn an apple for dessert before reminding him that she still owes him an answer. Norn immediately asks about Guru, specifically how they first met. Tiltu smiles. She explains they've known each other for a very long time. Naturally, Norn assumes they must have an excellent teacher-student relationship. Then, Tiltu drops a bombshell. Guru is actually her father. Norn completely freezes. He simply cannot process the word Papa coming from Tiltu. Before he can recover from the shocking revelation, the story shifts to a distant fortress city. A national treasure known as the Golden Apple has been stolen. Whoever possesses it gains immense magical power. Its new owner has already begun slaughtering everyone in sight. The mysterious warrior tears through the city without mercy, leaving destruction everywhere he goes. Even people risking their own lives to protect innocent children are cut down before him. By the time the fighting ends, the once proud fortress city of Griol has been reduced to ruins. A far greater disaster has just begun. Still trying to process everything, Norn asks Tiltu if she was serious. Is Guru really her father? Tiltu quietly nods. The reason Guru doesn't recognize her is because her parents divorced before she was born. As a result, he never knew he even had a daughter. Norn listens in silence. Tiltu then begins talking about her mother. She wasn't just a legendary dragon hunter, she was also kind, noble, and someone Tiltu admired more than anyone else. To this day, she's still Tiltu's greatest role model. Then, tragedy struck. During a battle against a powerful dragon, her mother was forced to choose between protecting her daughter and risking her own life. Hearing that, Norn assumes the worst. He quietly asks if her mother died. Tiltu shakes her head. No, she's still alive somewhere. Finding her is one of the reasons Tiltu became a dragon hunter. She also searched for her father because she wanted to know what kind of man could earn her mother's love. Unfortunately, she found the answer almost immediately. Guru. After witnessing his terrible reputation firsthand, she became so embarrassed that she quit being his apprentice altogether. She even warns Norn, if he keeps following Guru around, people will eventually look down on him too. Norn can't believe what he's hearing. To him, Guru has always been an incredible dragon hunter, a strong and dependable master. Seeing how innocent he is, Tiltu realizes this boy trusts people far too easily. So she decides to test his faith. Picking up a small stone, she says they'll find out just how capable Guru really is. Norn immediately shakes his head. A tiny stone won't prove anything. According to him, Guru's magic eye can see through every attack. Even if she threw a spear instead, his master would dodge it effortlessly. Tiltu stares at him. Surely, he can't actually be serious. To prove his point, Norn grabs a spear. Before Tiltu can stop him, he launches it with incredible force straight toward Guru, who happens to be taking a nap on a nearby bench. The spear tears through the air at terrifying speed. At the very last second, Guru casually lowers his head in his sleep. The spear flies harmlessly over him. Completely oblivious to what just happened, Guru wakes up and lazily asks whether the guild has finished appraising the dragon horn yet. Meanwhile, the spear continues flying into the distance before striking a small dragon that happened to be passing overhead. The poor creature is knocked out of the sky instantly. Guru feels the impact from miles away and assumes an earthquake just happened. As people rush over to investigate the fallen dragon, Norn proudly points at his master. See, he dodged it perfectly using his magic eye. Tiltu stands there completely speechless. For the first time, she starts wondering if Guru might actually be stronger than everyone believes. Norn is excited to tell Guru the truth about his daughter. Before he can open his mouth, Tiltu quickly stops him. She wants to tell her father herself, when the time is right. The next day, Guru, Norn, and Ladia set off in a carriage after receiving a huge reward for defeating the stone dragon. Guru happily counts the money, convinced being a dragon hunter is finally paying off. Norn asks where they're heading next. Guru explains they're going after dragons reported in the nearby fields, although he admits most of those reports usually turn out to be harmless worms or giant snakes that people mistake for dragons. Easy money, that's all he sees. Suddenly, Norn hears someone crying for help. An elderly man is trapped inside a deep pit. Without hesitation, Norn pulls him to safety. The grateful old man explains that he normally could have climbed out on his own, but the recent earthquakes left him too weak. Then he points toward the hole. Guru glances inside. It's tiny. Probably nothing more than an oversized worm. The old man quickly shakes his head. One hole isn't the problem. There are dozens of them stretching across the area. They all appeared within the last few days. Ever since then, the earthquakes have only grown stronger. Hearing that, Ladia suddenly tenses up. Norn immediately notices the same thing, a dragon scent. The two carefully examine the area and quickly realize whatever lives underground isn't an ordinary monster. Something much larger is hiding beneath the earth. Guru calmly pulls out a strange powder and hands it to Norn. His plan is simple: scatter the powder into every hole. Except one. The old man can't believe a grown dragon hunter is making a child do all the work. Norn doesn't mind at all. Instead of visiting each hole one by one, he tosses the entire bag into the air. Then he activates dragon language magic. Using Sky Dragon's roar, he creates a powerful gust that spreads the powder perfectly across every tunnel while leaving a single opening untouched. The old man watches in complete amazement. Moments later, the ground begins to shake. Guru smiles. Looks like the plan worked. Norn quickly tells the old man to move back. Something enormous is coming. The earth suddenly erupts. A gigantic creature bursts from the final tunnel. Its massive body towers over everyone present. Even Guru can only stare in disbelief at the monster standing before them. The gigantic creature bursting from the ground isn't a dragon after all. Instead, hundreds of giant bowl worms erupt from the tunnels all at once. Guru immediately loses interest. To him, they're nothing more than oversized pests. Norn, however, remains unconvinced. The overwhelming presence he sensed earlier was far stronger than a swarm of worms. Something else is still hiding underground. Guru brushes off his concern and casually tells Norn to clear out the worms before the boy can move. A violent geyser erupts beneath them. The ground explodes apart. This time, the real monster finally reveals itself. An enormous earth dragon rises from the depths. Nozuchi. Its colossal body towers over everyone present. The old man begins trembling in fear. Standing before a dragon of this size with only a child nearby sounds like certain death. He desperately tells them to call for reinforcements. Norn has already charged forward. Launching himself into the air, he delivers a devastating kick that slams straight into the dragon's head. The massive beast crashes into the ground from a single attack. The old man can only stare in disbelief. A child just overpowered an earth dragon. Not giving it time to recover, Norn follows up with a blazing kick engulfed in flames. The dragon is completely subdued. Guru proudly smiles. His apprentice really is getting stronger. To everyone's surprise, Nozuchi doesn't attack again. Instead, the dragon speaks. Since Norn understands dragon language, he listens carefully. Nozuchi wasn't trying to fight them. The dragon actually came to ask for help. Deep beneath the earth lives an ancient true dragon known as Midgard-Zorer. Just hearing that name makes Guru freeze. A true dragon. One of the strongest beings in existence. According to Nozuchi, something has disturbed the peace of the underground kingdom. Even the dragons don't know what it is. Norn immediately becomes interested. Guru immediately becomes terrified. Unfortunately for him, Norn grabs his master and drags him underground anyway. As they descend, Nozuchi quietly apologizes for attacking them earlier. The Earth Dragon explains that it only surfaced because it desperately needed help. Meanwhile, Guru crashes face first into the ground after the rough landing, while Norn and Ladia land safely. Looking around, Norn's eyes begin sparkling. They've discovered a dungeon, not just any dungeon, ancient ruins. Guru, on the other hand, looks like he's about to pass out. He quickly warns Norn that countless adventurers lose their lives exploring places like this. Hearing that makes Norn nervous for the first time. Maybe he's still too weak to survive somewhere this dangerous. Then he remembers something. His incredibly powerful master is here with him. Everything will be fine. Guru silently wishes he could escape before anyone notices. The group continues deeper into the seemingly endless ruins. The dungeon stretches farther than Norn ever imagined. Guru tells everyone to stop wandering around without a plan. Norn simply explains that he's following the scent of the dragon. The deeper they travel, the stronger it becomes. Wanting to test the path ahead, Norn activates dragon language magic. He unleashes fire dragon breath straight down one of the tunnels. Moments later, he senses the attack hit something. Following the trail, the group discovers the remains of a gigantic horned rhinoceros monster. It died instantly. Guru stares in disbelief. Even experienced adventurers struggle against monsters of that rank. Norn eliminated one without even seeing it. As they continue exploring, they unexpectedly run into familiar faces. Tiltu and Bash. Guru is surprised to learn the dungeon has multiple entrances. He asks why they're here. Tiltu explains they accepted a guild request to investigate the monsters appearing inside the ruins. Guru immediately starts acting like the proud master, patting Tiltu on the shoulder as if she were still his student. Tiltu instantly slaps his hand away. She reminds him that she stopped being his apprentice a long time ago. Guru can only stand there awkwardly. The deeper everyone travels, the heavier the atmosphere becomes. The magical pressure filling the dungeon grows stronger with every step. Norn releases his own energy to resist the overwhelming force. Watching Guru remain completely unaffected, he assumes his master is deliberately suppressing his own magical power to zero. In reality, Guru doesn't have any magic power to suppress. Following the dragon's scent farther underground, Norn begins wondering whether the overwhelming aura belongs to Midgard-Zor, or something even more dangerous. Finally, they reach the source. Norn quietly announces that the true dragon is just ahead. At that exact moment, the entire dungeon begins shaking violently. A thunderous voice echoes through the ancient ruins. It demands to know who dares enter its domain. Then the owner of that voice reveals itself. A colossal dragon emerges from the darkness, the mighty guardian of the underground, Midgard-Zor. With overwhelming authority, the ancient dragon orders every human present to leave immediately. Bash immediately senses the overwhelming aura of the true dragon. Even Ladia is left speechless by the creature's immense magical power. Norn, however, simply smiles. Instead of panicking, he happily walks toward the gigantic dragon and greets it like an old friend. Midgard-Zor instantly recognizes the boy. The ancient dragon warmly welcomes him and is genuinely impressed that Norn managed to find his way into the underground sanctuary. Guru nearly faints. His apprentice is casually chatting with one of the strongest true dragons in existence. Midgard-Zor is no ordinary dragon. Its movements alone are said to shift entire tectonic plates, and every dragon hunter who ever challenged it met a tragic end. Despite possessing such overwhelming power, the ancient dragon politely apologizes to the humans for the misunderstanding. Norn fondly remembers playing with Midgard during his childhood, and quickly asks why such a powerful dragon would need help. The dragon slowly lowers its massive neck. Something lodged deep within its scales has been tormenting it for a long time. Norn immediately realizes this isn't ordinary damage. Nothing as simple as a landslide could ever injure a true dragon. Someone powerful enough to wound Midgard actually exists. Guru notices a strange object embedded deep inside the dragon's neck. It resembles an enormous needle that continuously pierces the scales while drawing blood from the dragon's body. Midgard has endured the pain for a long time and desperately asks Norn to remove it. Without hesitation, the boy draws Excalibur. He apologizes in advance, warning the dragon that removing it will hurt. Gripping the object with all his strength, Norn begins pulling. The ancient dragon lets out a thunderous roar of pain. The object is buried incredibly deep. Even Norn struggles to move it. After a tremendous effort, the giant needle finally comes loose. Once again, Midgard roars as the massive wound opens. Norn quickly takes out medicine prepared by his holy dragon mother and gently applies it to the injury. Almost instantly, the wound begins healing. The pain finally disappears. The grateful true dragon sincerely thanks the boy for helping him. Meanwhile, Bash closely examines the strange object. It isn't an ordinary spear. It's actually a gigantic syringe. Inside, it is the dragon's blood. Midgard explains that his blood possesses incredible properties and can be used as an extremely powerful elixir. Someone has repeatedly come to steal it. Thankfully, the culprit isn't here at the moment. Guru can't stop wondering who could possibly be strong enough to injure and exploit a true dragon. Before anyone can continue the conversation, the atmosphere suddenly changes. A terrifying presence appears in the distance. A lone figure wrapped in dark energy slowly walks toward them. Its appearance barely resembles a human. Even Norn instinctively feels danger. Tiltu immediately senses overwhelming hostility. Realizing something is terribly wrong, Norn urgently tells everyone to get back. Then, the impossible happens. In a single instant, the mysterious figure cleanly decapitates Midgard Zor. The massive dragon's head crashes onto the ground. Silence fills the dungeon. Norn freezes in horror. He can't believe someone just killed a true dragon so effortlessly. The aura radiating from the mysterious warrior rivals even the overwhelming power of the dark dragon Vogs. Ladia immediately steps forward to protect Norn. She begins casting dragon language magic to transform her arm. Before she can even finish the spell, the stranger casually punches her away with a single blow. No effort, no hesitation, just one punch. The mysterious warrior sighs in disappointment. He came searching for powerful dragon magic. Instead, he found nothing but humans. Norn demands to know who he is. Tiltu's expression suddenly changes. She recognizes him immediately. This isn't a dragon, it's a demon. Guru immediately dismisses the idea. Demons are nothing more than ancient myths. Even Bash struggles to believe her. The demon ignores their disbelief. In a blur of speed, it rushes past Guru and Bash as though they aren't even standing there. Its frustration is obvious. It expected to fight a mighty dragon. Instead, the dragon is already dead. The demon suddenly launches a devastating kick toward Tiltu. She blocks it with her sword. Even so, the overwhelming force sends her flying backward. The demon mocks her for exposing her killing intent so carelessly. Then it calmly admits something even more terrifying. It's hungry. Norn charges in to stop it. The demon catches his attack with one hand as if stopping a child. Even Norn can't believe his strength. Completely ignoring everyone else, the demon walks over to Midgard's corpse. It tears the dragon's heart straight from its chest. Then, it casually begins eating it. Norn watches in disbelief. Every bite fills him with anger. The demon spits out part of the flesh in disgust. Dead meat doesn't satisfy it. Fresh blood filled with life tastes much better. Tiltu immediately realizes the horrifying truth. They aren't strong enough to defeat this monster. The demon slowly turns toward the group. A sinister smile spreads across its face. Its next meal will be their organs. Norn suddenly remembers a story his father once told him. Long ago, humans and dragons fought an endless war against one another. Neither side could gain the upper hand. Then, an even greater enemy appeared, demons. Unlike anything the world had ever seen, these monsters possessed godlike strength and treated both humans and dragons as nothing more than prey. Faced with extinction, the two races did the impossible. They formed an alliance. For the first time in history, humans and dragons fought side by side. After a brutal war that lasted for years, they finally defeated the demons and banished them to a distant continent. Ever since then, generations of dragon hunters trained every day, preparing for the possibility that the demons might one day return. And now, one of those nightmares stands before them. Even Vogs, the mighty dark dragon, considered demons to be monsters beyond reason, compared to every enemy Norn had faced so far. This creature existed on an entirely different level. Completely unaware of the danger, Guru confidently steps forward and asks the demon to introduce himself. The demon doesn't even acknowledge the request. Guru proudly boasts about being a famous dragon hunter, expecting some kind of reaction. Norn watches in admiration. Surely his master is suppressing his own overwhelming power so perfectly that the demon can't sense it. The poor boy still has a lot to learn about humans. Finally, the demon speaks. He's here to harvest the marrow fluid from Midgard Zor's body, nothing more. Guru immediately demands to know who ordered him to do it. The demon lets out an annoyed sigh. He's grown tired of listening, so he'll simply kill them all. Without warning, he activates dragon language. Massive stone claws erupt from the ground beneath everyone. Norn and Tiltu rush forward together, barely managing to hold the attack back. Norn's eyes widen. The demon is using dragon language. Not only that, his version grows stronger depending on the strength of his opponent. This battle just became even more dangerous. At that moment, Guru finally makes his move. Without using magic, without releasing killing intent, he slips behind the demon and lands a clean slash across its back. The attack actually draws blood. The stone claws disappear, freeing both Norn and Tiltu. Tiltu stares in disbelief. Guru attacked without strengthening his body with magic. He completely erased his presence. A technique so advanced, it's known as the state of nothingness. Norn's respect for his master reaches an entirely new level. Even the demon pauses in surprise. For the first time, he smiles. Perhaps there really is a worthy human here after all. He introduces himself. His name is Giselda. Then, his magical power explodes. The overwhelming pressure floods the dungeon. Even Norn struggles to breathe. Giselda decides not to kill Guru yet. He wants to save the strongest opponent for last. In an instant, he disappears. Before Bash can even react, a crushing punch sends him flying through the dungeon like a cannonball. Tiltu immediately attacks. She blocks Giselda's next strike with her sword, but the force alone launches her into a nearby wall. She recovers quickly and counters with another slash. The demon casually steps aside. To him, her speed is nothing. He even compliments her footwork while effortlessly avoiding every attack. Watching all of this unfold, Guru finally realizes just how terrifying their enemy truly is. Ladia quickly proposes a coordinated attack. Before they can put the plan into action, everyone hears another violent crash. The single punch Giselda landed on Bash sent him flying completely out of the dungeon. His entire body screams in pain. Just one hit nearly killed him. Before he crashes into the ground, Norn catches him in midair. Bash stares at him in shock. He completely forgot. Norn can fly. Even Norn admits he's never seen someone this powerful before. The demon is simply too strong. As Bash shivers from both fear and the unfamiliar experience of flying, Norn gently lowers him to safety. Then he immediately rushes back toward the dungeon. He isn't worried. Tiltu is still fighting. His incredible master is still there. Together, they should be able to handle anything. At least, that's what he believes. Back inside the dungeon, reality is far crueler. Tiltu has already been defeated. Even though the demon acknowledges her strength, she never stood a chance. Ladia lies nearby as well, unable to stand after taking a devastating blow. Giselda casually throws Tiltu's battered body aside. Now, only Guru remains standing before him. Barely conscious, Tiltu desperately reaches toward her fallen weapon. Meanwhile, Norn flies back toward the battlefield as fast as he possibly can. For the first time since leaving home, one thought fills his mind. It's finally time to draw the legendary weapon his father entrusted to him. With Norn gone to rescue Bash, everything now rests on Guru's shoulders. Unfortunately, Guru is terrified. He never imagined the demon would be this powerful. Even Ladia, an adult dragon, has been completely overwhelmed. Despite the pain coursing through her body, she refuses to give up. The demon hurt the person she now calls family. That alone is enough reason to keep fighting. Ladia releases her full dragon form and charges straight at Giselda. The demon casually swats away her massive punch as if it weighs nothing. He even compliments her impressive transformations, while effortlessly avoiding every attack she throws at him. Refusing to back down, Ladia activates dragon language, her strongest technique, the monstrous dragon arm. The gigantic attack slams the demon into the ground with tremendous force. For a brief moment, it looks like she finally landed a decisive blow. Then the dust clears. Giselda is completely unharmed. Instead of worrying about the attack, he calmly remarks that he'd rather collect Ladia's spinal fluid next. Before she can react, he appears in front of her. One punch crashes into her abdomen. Ladia cries out in agony. The demon notices she managed to cast a magical barrier at the last possible second. Even so, the impact still deals devastating damage. Desperate to stop him, Ladia traps Giselda inside her enormous transformed arm. She confidently declares that attacking from the inside is useless against her magical body. The demon simply smiles. Then, his fists suddenly appear outside her arm. Somehow, he's able to bypass her defense entirely. Punch after punch crashes directly into her real body. Ladia endures the relentless assault while refusing to release her grip, even if it costs her life. She's determined to keep the demon trapped. Eventually, the endless barrage proves too much. Her strength gives out. Giselda tears himself free, leaving Ladia collapsed on the ground. With the dragon defeated, Tiltu quietly steps forward. Ladia's sacrifice bought her exactly what she needed. One chance. Activating her rising dress sword style, Tiltu cloaks herself in crackling lightning. She vanishes. An instant later, her blade slices across Giselda's body. For the first time, the demon is wounded. Without wasting the opportunity, Tiltu launches a second technique. Lightning sword, piercing shoot. Another precise strike tears through the demon's body. She immediately chains into a third attack. Combining ice and lightning, she unleashes the ice lightning needle. The frozen blade pierces straight through Giselda once again. Even after all that, Tiltu knows it still isn't enough. She pours every last ounce of strength into a fourth attack. Lightning and ice explode across the battlefield. By the time the assault ends, Giselda's body is covered in massive icicles and crackling spears of electricity. He stands completely immobilized. Barely able to remain on her feet, Tiltu stares at the motionless demon. Guru watches in amazement. Her strength is far beyond anything he expected. But Tiltu isn't celebrating. She knows better. An enemy like this won't fall so easily. She raises her sword one final time, determined to finish him before he can recover. Too late. In the blink of an eye, Giselda shatters the ice, imprisoning him. Before Tiltu can react, he's already standing behind her. A blast of demonic magic erupts from his hand. The attack strikes her from her blind spot. Tiltu collapses instantly, unconscious. Guru rushes to catch her before she hits the ground. The demon slowly walks toward them. He's done entertaining weak opponents. Now, it's time for the final battle. Outside the dungeon, Norn suddenly feels an overwhelming sense of dread. Something terrible has happened. He immediately tries to fly back as fast as possible. But there's one problem. The underground is filled with countless tunnels. He can't remember which one leads back to his friends. Back inside, Tiltu refuses to stay down. Despite her battered body, she forces herself to move. Using every ounce of remaining strength, she struggles to rise once more. Just then, a glowing magic circle suddenly appears beneath both Giselda and Guru. The battle is about to take another unexpected turn. The demon slowly walks toward his final opponent, Guru. Meanwhile, the so-called legendary dragon hunter is already imagining his own funeral. There is absolutely no way he can defeat a monster like this. The smartest option would be to run, hide somewhere, and pray the demon loses interest. Just as despair takes over, Tiltu forces herself back onto her feet. Guru secretly breathes a sigh of relief. At least now, he won't have to fight alone. Deep down though, he's mostly grateful someone else is still standing between him and certain death. The problem is obvious. Tiltu can barely stand. Her body is covered in wounds, and blood drips onto the dungeon floor with every step. Even Guru can tell she's pushing herself far beyond her limits. Still, she refuses to quit. Once again, she activates her sword techniques and charges at Giselda. This time, however, she's noticeably slower. The demon immediately notices. He mocks her weakened state before casually swinging a kick. The blow sends Tiltu crashing across the battlefield. To him, she no longer deserves his attention. Before she can recover, another crushing punch slams directly into her face. Then another, and another. Each attack drives her closer to death. Guru watches helplessly. This demon isn't fighting seriously. He's simply playing with her. Another devastating uppercut launches Tiltu into the air. She has nothing left except the toughness to endure. Guru's mind tells him to run. If Tiltu falls, he's next. But no matter how terrified he is, his hand refuses to let go of his sword. Watching his disciple suffer ignites something inside him. As Giselda prepares the finishing blow, he grabs Tiltu's body and begins pulling her apart with overwhelming force. He's going to rip her in half. With the last bit of strength she has left, Tiltu thrusts her sword toward the demon's face. Griselda catches the blade effortlessly. It seems like everything is over. Then, he suddenly feels a presence behind him. Someone completely erased their magical aura. Guru. Taking advantage of the opening, the dragon hunter lands another surprise attack. The demon is genuinely impressed. Guru managed to bypass his senses once again. Without hesitation, Guru orders Griselda to release Tiltu before charging forward. He unleashes every sword technique he knows. Slash after slash crashes into the demon. Unfortunately, none of them deal meaningful damage. Griselda calmly watches the desperate assault. He starts wondering if he overestimated Guru from the very beginning. Knowing he has no other choice, Guru raises his sword for one final strike. He swings with everything he has. The demon casually blocks the attack using his own weapon. Guru's sword is knocked aside. He's completely defenseless. The next instant, the demon's blade pierces straight through his body. Guru quietly accepts his fate. He apologizes to Tiltu. He couldn't protect her. Suddenly, a blur of movement flashes past. Tiltu appears once again. She catches the demon off guard and creates a magical crest that locks him in place. For the first time, she silently acknowledges Guru as her father. Without his distraction, she never would have found this opening. Activating her six-colored water sword technique, she freezes Griselda where he stands. Then she tells Guru not to move. The true attack begins. Multiple after images of Tiltu appear from every direction. Each one delivers another precise slash. 100 strikes rain down upon the trapped demon. She already knows ordinary wounds won't kill him. His body regenerates far too quickly, so she changes her strategy. Instead of simply cutting him, she freezes every wound solid. The demon's arm crystallizes, then shatters into countless frozen fragments. The relentless barrage continues. Ice, water, swordsmanship. Everything combines into one final technique. By the end of the assault, Griselda is completely encased in ice. Tiltu doesn't hesitate. One final slash. The frozen body explodes into millions of tiny shards. The demon is reduced to nothing but glittering pieces of ice. At last, the battle is over. Tiltu finally collapses from exhaustion. Guru catches her before she falls. Tears begin forming in his eyes. For a brief moment, it looks like he's overwhelmed with emotion. Then he happily admits he's just relieved she managed to save both of them. Tiltu immediately points her sword at him in annoyance. Ladia can't help smiling. The Dragon Slayer princess truly lives up to her legendary reputation. Guru also praises Ladia for risking her own life during the battle. With the immediate danger gone, they begin wondering where Norn ended up. Guru isn't too worried. If anyone can survive on his own, it's that ridiculous kid. But before anyone can relax, the ground starts trembling. A sinister presence fills the dungeon. Everyone slowly turns toward Midgardsor's corpse. Dark energy begins consuming the true dragon's body. The three of them can only watch in horror. Then, something inside the darkness starts moving. An impossible voice echoes through the cavern. Griselda survived. Using the true dragon's corpse, he restored his shattered body. The only way he could regenerate after Tiltu's devastating attack was by absorbing Midgardzor himself. When the darkness finally clears, the demon has transformed into something far more terrifying. A demonic dragon. Now wielding the power of a true dragon, Griselda smiles at the exhausted warriors before him. Then, he calmly asks a single question. Now, how exactly do you plan to escape death? The demon's transformation has pushed his power to a completely different level. Griselda has become so terrifyingly strong that his power is now comparable to the Demon King himself. Ladia desperately uses whatever time she has to heal Tiltu, but even in her battered condition, the Dragon Slayer princess refuses to back down. Griselda decides to test the abilities he stole from the true dragon. Since he still doesn't fully understand his new body, he simply gathers an enormous amount of power and fires a dragon breath. The result is insane. The blast tears straight through the dungeon and bulldozes a gigantic opening all the way to the outside, leaving an enormous crater behind. Griselda looks at the destruction with satisfaction. He has barely started experimenting, yet the combination of demonic power and true dragon magic has already turned him into a monster on another level. Now that he understands his new strength a little better, the evolved demon attacks again. Dark magical thorns erupt around him and sweep across the battlefield. With a single attack, both Ladia and Gude are struck down. Giselda is loving this. He now possesses the magical abilities of a true dragon alongside his original demonic powers, giving him an absurd combination of offense, defense, and raw physical strength. Tiltu refuses to stay down. Spotting an opening, she charges forward with her lightning sword and drives a piercing strike directly toward him. But this time, her blade can't break through. The true dragon scales covering Giselda's body effortlessly stop the attack. He immediately counters. Dark magic wraps around Tiltu and completely restrains her. Giselda once again praises her fighting ability. Even after everything she's suffered, she continues exceeding his expectations. That makes her useful. Instead of killing her immediately, the demon decides she would make a worthy offering for his master. Gude struggles to rise from the ground, but his body is already beaten beyond its limits. Tiltu isn't doing much better. Trapped inside Giselda's magic, she can barely move, let alone speak. The demon offers her one final chance. She can survive if she allows herself to be consumed by his dark power. Tiltu doesn't even bother answering. With the tiny amount of strength remaining in her arm, she creates an icicle and drives it straight into Giselda's stomach. It doesn't even pierce his scales. But the message is pretty damn clear. She would rather keep fighting than submit to him. Giselda's expression immediately darkens. Enough playing around. He begins gathering demonic energy into a massive beam, preparing to erase her completely. Gude desperately begs him to stop. The demon doesn't care. The energy grows brighter and more violent as Tiltu simply braces herself for what's coming. Then, seconds before Giselda can fire, both of his arms are suddenly sliced clean off. Tiltu drops free from his grasp. For the first time, Giselda looks genuinely confused. A broken Excalibur has plunged into the battlefield. Someone attacked him from above. His eyes slowly turn toward the massive crater created by his dragon breath. Standing there is Norn. And this time, the normally cheerful kid is furious. Norn immediately closes the distance and slams a powerful palm into Giselda, forcing the demon's aim upward. The fully charged dragon breath explodes harmlessly into the sky. Giselda quickly tries to catch him off guard with another smaller beam. Norn casually deflects it. Then the beatdown begins. Using nothing but his ridiculous physical abilities, Norn overwhelms the evolved demon at close range. Giselda barely gets a chance to respond before another attack crashes into him. Norn finishes the barrage with one monstrous punch, smashing Giselda straight into the ground and leaving the demon roaring in pain. Then Norn looks toward Tiltu. Seeing the Dragon Slayer princess barely clinging to life completely changes his expression. He walks over and retrieves the broken Excalibur. There is no fear left in his eyes now, only anger. Norn turns toward the fallen demon and demands that Giselda stand back up. He isn't letting this fight end yet. Not after everything Giselda did to the people Norn cares about.